I'm Mike Jones. This is my high school sweetheart. We've been married 30 years, so I'm going to brag on her a little bit for putting up with me. Um, we did meet in high school. We've been married 30 years. She's my supporter, as Dave was saying. She don't criticize me much, though, Dave. There's a lot there to be criticized, but she is a big supporter and a helper, and I'm blessed to have her as my wife. So I wanted to definitely say that. And I don't know whether she wants to stand up here. She's not going to talk. I'll tell you all this, that she says I run my mouth enough. And back when I was in school, Davison's nothing to do with the church, but to give you all an idea, a teacher told me one time, said, why don't you do public speaking? And I said, well, sure, I like talking. So I went and tried out for that, and I went and competed and come in third place. And I was excited about that. And the teacher come back and said, that's good for the first time, but said, let me tell you, there's only 3 of you competing. So it's, so you can turn something bad, last place, but third sounds better, don't it? So I always tell people I was in third place at public speaking. So I don't know if you want to stand or she wants to say it, I can tell. But to give y'all a little history to start off with, and Dave said I had 3 minutes, so I got 1 minute to tell y'all. My wife and I was farming, and then when we got married, we continued to farm, and that was a desire and a dream of mine to be able to farm. So we went around, traveled the country, and sold seed stock, cattle. We was all over the place and met a lot of great people. But our heart was always being tugged to come back and stay there. And we would pray. We would, as Christians, we was praying about, God, what do you want us to do with what we have? What should we be doing with what you've blessed us with? And that was an honest prayer we was praying. So we was at a meeting one time, and I told the guys we was going to step off the board that we was on, and we was going to go back and do the Lord's work. That was a heavy time because we met a lot of good friends, but we did. We stopped traveling. We stopped selling cattle like we was, and a young girl, I may get a little emotional, but Caitlin, she's over here with us. When she was about 4 years old, she encouraged us to do the corn maze and the pumpkin patch. And sorry about that, but it's a lot to it. There's not enough time to share everything now about that. But anyway, we started the corn maze and the pumpkin patch, and she encouraged us. But it was through prayer, because we kept saying, God, how can we be encouraging to families? How can we give a place for families to come back to the farm here? That how can we use it? You've blessed us with this. And we was truly praying about it. And so, what do you do with the farm? I didn't have a gift. I can't sing like these guys and ladies do. I'm not talented in very many ways at all. And so what we did, we was blessed with land. So as we prayed about this, we said, well, let's use the land we have that God's blessed us with to have a place for families to come and to be able to enjoy it and be safe. And so how many believes God answers prayer? Good deal. If there's none of you that do, after you hear this story, you'll believe it. So he did. It kept growing. People kept coming, and we've seen families and lives touched. So we was praying, well, God, this is a good thing for families, but what do we do about how can we spread the gospel? So we struggled with it for a few years, kept putting it off, and wouldn't. I guess I was running from it because I knew it was going to be more work. It was easier to raise cattle than it was to do what we're doing now. But so we decided what we call the blood trail. And if any of you's heard about it, some people think it's a haunted trail, but it's about the spreading what sin's about. As you walk through it, you see sin and how it impacts your lives. So we started that in the fall, and all different denomination folks come together. We had Methodist, Baptist, Pentecostal, all of them would come together and formed what we called the blood trail. So you're talking about a major impact on lives, not only the people that come through it, but the people that was acting in it. So if you get a chance this fall, we'll be doing that again. That's a commercial break here. But we encourage you to come and see it or be a part of it. So we was doing that, but we was back probably about a year before the COVID hit. We started getting tugged again, and my wife and I would be talking about, what are we doing with the barn? And I'm going to throw in something, and I was sharing with Martha earlier when she come in. She was looking at me staring here. We was talking about traditional churches. And it's not that they can't impact. They're great. There's a lot of good things. But I had got to the point to where I was wanting to see more being done with the church building rather than just on Sundays and Wednesdays. And I struggled with that because I would look at nice buildings and I would think, what are they doing with them? It's just a building, but why can't we use it for youth and why can't we use it for other things? So we started praying about, well, we're no different. We have a barn here that the Lord's blessed us with to build. What are we using it for? So we started praying, God, there's families out here. There's anywhere from addictions to divorces to you name it that's impacting people. Why can't we have some people to come in and teach? I'm probably not the one to do it, but surely there's somebody that can come in and teach and share the gospel or share something to heal the pain and the hurt. So we started talking about that. A little later on, COVID hit. And then the churches we seen wasn't able to attend. The attendance was dropping. And so we went to praying more, but I also got mad, to be honest. I was frustrated because I seen churches starting to fade away and people starting to drop out. So it started bothering me. So I started praying even harder. And my wife and I said, we got to do something. So I said, we're going to get someone in here to start teaching in the barn. And I'm sorry to say if there's any officials here, but I said, it's time to break some rules. We're going to open it up. So actually I talked to some of the county and I said, we're going to do it. So I continued to pray. No one come along. So it bumped into Dave a time or two. Dave and I have known each other since kids. His dad was my Sunday school teacher. But anyway, we continued to pray. And I think Tina had mentioned maybe going to Northstar. So this is where it gets interesting. God's already answered prayers to give us buildings and so on and so forth. But so as we've been praying about this, so we tried to find Northstar. And I think David must have been moving it around because we attempted to go. I think we went to the lake maybe the first time, but we went to the wrong part of the lake. You all was over at the Baptist camp. We was at State Park. I think Tina said, well, I think they meet at the Y the next Sunday or something. So we come to the Y here. Nobody's in the parking lot. And I said, do they know we're coming? They just don't want us to go. I know we're in trouble, but so anyway, we missed that. So then I think the next time it rained, didn't it? I think it rained, so you was unable to have it maybe. So honestly, I thought, well, I'm not going to go try anymore. We're just going to go somewhere else or look for somebody else. But anyway, I think maybe Tina found the app and looked it up, and I don't know if we talked to David, or maybe I called David, but maybe he was feeling guilty by this time and told us where y'all was at. But so found out she was at the Baptist camp, so we went. But God, I think, was in all this, or I truly believed he was in it, because that first Sunday we came to meet with you all, it just felt right. And I remember looking around, and even this morning, I noticed kids was playing. And I admire that. Thank you, parents, for bringing the children, and thank you, David, for allowing them to be kids. That's valuable. But as I was watching the kids play and all, but after the service was over, I did listen to Dave. But then he made an announcement that he was going to, if anybody, the members wanted to stay and listen about the micro church and how it was going to take place, I thought, this is interesting. So Tina said that we better go. And I said, no, I think we'll sit back far enough. We can hear, but we'll listen. She said, well, we're not members. And I said, well, I don't think they'll mind. So as we heard what was going to take place, I said, there's the answer. God's providing the answer of what we've been praying for. So immediately after David got through, I went down and told him, I said, there's a barn out on Thorn Spring that you're more than welcome to use, because it's God's, it's not ours. And we truly believe that. What God's blessed us with is not ours. And there's been a lot of people that's helped us build it. There's been a lot of people that's been involved in it over the years here, but we've just been blessed to be a part of it. But that was our answer, and that's how I got started at Thorn Spring with the micro church. And we've been truly blessed with, we consider y'all as family. Some of you, I look around, we haven't been in the micro church together, but we've been in the services like this together. We probably haven't got to visit much, but when I look around, you're a great looking group of people, but I feel like you're a good hearted group of people. So we feel blessed to be a part of it. And then we want to continue doing things, continue to be active in things that we do. So, but that's our thanks to you all, and I want to say thanks to Dave for not hiding from us on the fourth day. Thank you, Dave.